Before we begin the video, I want to tell you about a site called Soundstripe. This might be of interest to some of you if you're looking for the best royalty-free music for all your creative endeavors. It's trusted by Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Whole Foods, and more. You'll get the highest quality royalty-free music for YouTubers, advertisers, wedding filmmakers, podcasters, content creators, nonprofits, and more. The good thing is that you'll receive unlimited licenses for any and all songs that you want. These are yours for life. You can use them forever, again and again. No restrictions or anything like that. Hand-picked playlists, over 40,000 SFX, sound effects, new music every week, over 200 new songs a month, intuitive search, and stem audio files. So if you just want to keep the bass line, drums, or vocals from a song, you can just use that part if you wish. It works seamlessly with app integrations such as Adobe Premiere and Frame.io. And they offer unlimited royalty-free music and sound effects for creators, perfect for YouTubers, podcasters, wedding videographers, advertisers, filmmakers, nonprofits, gamers, and all other content creators. And their purpose is simple: to keep creative people creating. All you have to do is in 3 easy steps: find the perfect song, you choose your license, get to keep it forever, no channel restrictions, no complicated agreements, and then create something with it. Also, there is a link down below in the description to go to Soundstripe, and if you use that link, you'll get 3 songs that you can use for free for your projects. Thank you. Now on with the video. What's up, guys? It is another beautiful day in Siem Reap. Sky is looking clear, and for once we don't have to worry about the rain. Rainy season lasts usually until the middle or end of October. But who knows, it might end a little earlier this year. You can't really predict Mother Nature, so you never know. Today I wanted to talk about 3 reasons why you should move to Cambodia if you're on the fence and thinking about it, as several people have mentioned that they are. They're debating between Cambodia or different countries in Southeast Asia. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons you should move to Siem Reap, and also, if you're of a certain personality type or a certain temperament, 3 reasons why maybe you shouldn't move to Cambodia. Now, of course, there are more than 3 reasons to move here, and there are probably more than 3 reasons why you shouldn't move here if you're of a certain type of personality. But music everywhere. But we're going to cover 3 and 3 in this video. What I would consider my top 3 reasons why you should. I look like something like stopping. All right. Reason number 1 why you should move to Cambodia: the people. Since I've been here, the people here have been very warm, very welcoming, very accepting. You don't get the same kind of judgments you do back in the West because of the way you look, or maybe you're a little quirky. Maybe you have some, maybe you're considered the weirdo, the outsider, the loner back home. Perhaps you get stared at and looked at and judged. But you don't find that so much here. They tend to accept you the way you are, and you're basically allowed to do what you want as long as you're not breaking the law. Or muy buon? As long as you're not breaking the law or harming anyone else, you're free to do whatever you want. You want to walk down the street with a beer in each hand, that's acceptable here. And that was a hard thing for me to accept because, of course, back where I come from in America, it's illegal to have an open container when you're out in public or walking down the street. They will actually give you a ticket and sometimes arrest you for that, which is ridiculous. As long as you're not causing a ruckus or making a nuisance of yourself, that should not be against the law. I've always felt that way, and here that is no problem. But I saw a man down by the river once without a shirt, long hair, beard, foreigner. He had one of those old 80s boom boxes. He was playing some music from that boom box, and he also had a saxophone that he was playing along with the music, just sitting by himself. Now back home in some parks, I'm pretty sure he would have had the police called on him because they would have been considered not the norm. People would have been suspicious of his intentions. But here, nobody paid him any attention. They just walked by, didn't give him a second glance, didn't look at him strange. So my number one reason why you should move to Cambodia would be the people. They're very awesome, very helpful, and even those in need will give to you if they think you need it. Hello. Hello. They're always quick with a smile and a hello. And it's got a good laid-back vibe. The second reason you should move to Cambodia is the culture. This country identifies heavily with different cultures, not just Buddhism, but also Hinduism and other Taoist philosophies, which is what gives it that laid-back vibe. And the culture here is everywhere, in the designs, on the bridges, on signs. Everywhere you look, you'll be reminded that you're definitely not back in Kansas anymore, as the saying goes. And the more you immerse yourself in the culture, the more you realize that it's mainly one of peace, getting along, and trying to better yourself however you can. And again, as long as you're doing no harm to anyone else in the process. And I like that. And the more you learn about the history of the country, the more you begin to realize how in the last 40 years, how far this country has come, even though it's still a developing country. There is a reason for that. Check into the history and you'll find out why. But it's incredible what has been accomplished in 40 years, which in the history of civilizations is not that long. A little drop in the bucket. But I like the culture here. The more you learn about it, the more familiar you become with it. For me, the more I enjoy it. The third reason you should move to Cambodia is the prices. It's so easy to live here on so little money. You can find incredible deals around every corner. Just everything from the fresh food at the local market to your living situation. Where you can find apartments for as little as $50 a month. All the way up to, if you had the money, $1,000 a month if you want to go super rich villa style. And everything in between. I've said this before, but for all the new subscribers, if you want to go really cheap in Siem Reap, you can live on about $300, $350 per month. Most people don't do that. Most people don't, they go a little bit more, of course. They want certain creature comforts, and that's fine. You can find them here. But the prices here are just so good. I'm amazed that some of the prices I get. A big bowl of noodles that has chicken and peanuts and a curry sauce and a whole bunch of noodles. Regular size big bowl. Blood cakes and fresh herbs and vegetables, carrots. You can get that for 75 cents at a little stand right in front of my apartment building. It's incredible. So those are 3 reasons why I think you should move to Cambodia. You'll love the people, you'll love the prices, and you'll learn to respect the culture once you start learning about its history and how deeply it's embedded into everything that goes on here. Now, 3 reasons why you should not move to Cambodia. And this is going to depend on how you feel about certain things that can be seen as negative. Okay. Number 1, if you have mobility issues, this is not the best place to get out and about. The infrastructure is not great. I've said this before. Even an able-bodied person, such as myself for the most part, it can be pretty treacherous at times walking around, especially while trying to film at the same time, watch out for traffic at the same time. You got little branches like this that require you to either duck down or step into the street. Uneven sidewalks. Let me show you where I'm walking right now. Little holes like that if you don't know they're there, especially at night, could cause some issues. You got shin busters here. If you don't know it's there, you can walk right into that. As you can see, cracks everywhere. It's uneven. It can get pretty slippery, especially during the rainy season when you're walking around with flip-flops. So if you do have mobility issues, that's one reason you might not want to move to Cambodia. Number 2, if you get road rage easily, you probably don't want to move to Cambodia. I'm going to put that out there. Traffic laws are mostly ignored, not enforced. It's a learning curve, even if you buy a motorbike or some form of transportation, learning how to get around the city and follow the rules that the locals seem to make up as they go along. It's very common to see people with turn signals that they're not using. At night, you'll see, almost every single time I walk at night, I see 2 or 3 different vehicles with no headlights on. It can be bumper-to-bumper traffic sometimes. You don't know why. Some people drive 5-10 miles an hour in big SUVs, taking up most of the road while traffic gathers in the back of them. And the locals, they just accept it. They don't complain. You don't see a road rage here, like you do back home. But if you're one of these people that do get road rage easily, probably not the place for you. So if you have mobility issues, you might not want to move here. You get easily enraged with traffic and jams and not knowing what people are going to do. And every day you might be walking around cursing people out, wondering why are they doing this? How can they be so stupid and not use common sense? That's what you'll think. Eventually, of course, you can get used to that, but that can be a steep learning curve also. And the third reason you might not want to move to Cambodia would be if you're one of these people who don't like constant heat and humidity all the time. I know I have a bunch of friends who really, really like winter every time it comes. They like the cold, they like the snow. I don't understand that myself. I always find that a bit weird, but there are people like that, believe it or not. And I guess that's not a bad thing, everybody's different. But here you will find that it is hot all year round. There's only two seasons, rainy season and dry season. Okay, something came up on my phone, I apologize for that. But what I'm saying is it's just hot here all the time. Temperatures can, no matter what the actual temperature is, it can feel like it's well over 100 on any given day with the heat index. And some people just can't handle the heat. Makes them a little crazy. And if you're one of those people who don't like that constant heat all the time, which I do, well, I prefer it to the cold anytime. But if you're one of those people, then you might not want to move to Cambodia. I'm going to add one more reason why you might not want to. I was talking with it earlier to Luke, or I was talking about this earlier with Luke. That's how I should put that. And that's the dual pricing. A lot of people here have an issue with dual pricing. As a foreigner, most places you will pay more than locals, and some people feel it's very unfair. And they always complain about it. Some people, like myself, I don't mind, I understand. We're generally better off financially than the locals, so paying 25, 50 cents extra for something is okay with me. But some people don't like it. They don't like going in and having to negotiate, not ever knowing if they're getting a good deal. So if you're the kind of person that wants everything set in stone and you're going to know exactly how much you're going to pay all the time, you might not want to move to Cambodia. So there you have it. 3 reasons why you should move to Cambodia, and a few reasons, if you're of a certain personality type, why you should not. Alright, be sure to check out all my links down below. Alright, for some reason I keep getting notifications on my phone from an app I installed that scans and checks for viruses and things. And when it comes up, it stops my recording. I'm going to have to figure out how to block those notifications from coming up. So I apologize for the interruptions. But as I was saying, check out all my links down below. We provide free food and free education for people locally that can't afford it. We don't charge them a dime. We rely on your donations to do that. My PayPal link is down below, along with my Patreon page and buymeacoffee.com/DDC. And if you do any of those things, I'll send you some freebies and all future exclusive videos that nobody else gets to see. First look videos, books, and more stuff. Always, I try to get back as much as I can because I appreciate your support. Also, the people from the Parishioners Coalition over in Flint, Michigan, holyredeemerburton.org, Parishioners Coalition. They match donations up to a certain amount every month. So if you're one of the first ones to get your donations in, it will go further. it will double. And that's why it's all very much appreciated. You can check out my playlist of our humanitarian efforts here to see what we do and how we go about teaching and giving out the food to people. Be sure to check all that out. Also, my social media is down below. Other channels, vlogging in Cambodia, are down below as well. You might be interested in those. And other good things. Always check the description. I throw in a link or two every now and again that might be a little different, that I don't announce on my videos. You never know what kind of things you're going to find. Alright. Stopping here to get a coffee. So I will talk to you guys in the next one.